My child, stop right now wherever you are. Do not scroll past this sacred stop today. Heaven has set an invisible clock for this exact moment. You did not arrive at this video by random chance or by some accident of the world. My spirit has drawn you directly into this quiet space to hear what you need most. You are here for a divine reason. Look at your heart right now. You have been waiting for a clear answer for so long. I know the heavy load you carried in secret. I watched you during those long midnight hours when sleep would not come. You put on a smiling face for everyone around you to keep them comfortable. And every morning when you woke up, that heavy question was already sitting on your chest before you even opened your eyes. You wondered if heaven had forgotten your name. I tell you today that I heard every single prayer. Do not turn away from this encounter. You are much closer to your turnaround than you realize in this hour. Exhaustion has tried to convince you to give up and accept defeat, but that weariness was just the final resistance of the enemy before your breakthrough. Because your answer is needed today for the steps standing right before you. You cannot afford to make a wrong turn out of fatigue. I am stepping directly into your path to remove the heavy fog. The doors that seemed locked were never meant to destroy your faith. They held you back until your spirit was ready. And while you felt trapped in that long silence, my hands were behind the scenes, rearranging every detail for your upcoming harvest. Today the seal over your life is cracking open. What felt like a delay was my redirection, and now the long winter of waiting is coming to an end. My beloved child, open your soul and listen carefully to my voice. I am placing the clarity you searched for directly into your hands today. Stay right here with me for these next few moments. And as you quiet your mind before me right now, the heavy confusion that kept you bound in fear is dissolving away. You are about to receive the exact answer you requested in your quietest tears. Your story is not ending in disappointment. Your breakthrough begins right now. Let us step deeper into this holy quiet together right now. Look at the face you show to the world every single day. You put on a firm smile. You tell everyone that you are fine. You act like nothing can break you down. And while you are busy holding everyone else together with your remaining strength, you are quietly crumbling into small pieces inside your own soul. You do not have to hide that exhaustion from me anymore. I saw you in the quiet hours between midnight and early morning. The house grew still and dark. The world went to sleep around you, but your mind kept spinning over every unpaid bill, every broken promise, and every door that slammed shut in your face. You turned over in your bed with a heavy sigh that no human ear could hear. I was standing right beside your bed in those exact moments. I counted every single tear that fell down your cheeks into the dark. Not one of those tears was wasted or lost in the dust. You felt ashamed for crying because you thought faith meant never feeling weak. You thought a strong warrior should never feel confused. But I tell you today that your tears were not weakness at all, because they were the silent voice of a heart that kept loving even when bruised and broken. You have been the giver for so long. You listened to everyone else's problems with patience. You opened your hands to help those who came to your door. You poured out your energy to build up other people while your own well was running dry. And when you needed someone to stand with you in your hardest hour, you found yourself standing all alone. That loneliness cut deeper than any physical wound could ever cut. You watched other people move forward in life while you stayed stuck in the exact same place. They celebrated their new opportunities and bright blessings. You tried your best to congratulate them with genuine kindness. But inside your heart, a quiet question kept burning with painful intensity. You asked me why their prayers were answered so quickly while your sky remained made of heavy iron. You wondered if you did something wrong. I know how deeply that silence hurt your spirit. When you called out into the dark night, you heard nothing back except the echo of your own voice. The enemy took advantage of that quiet season to whisper cruel lies into your ear. He told you that heaven was closed to you forever, and because the waiting went on for months and years, you almost started to believe those wicked lies. Take off that heavy armor right now, my precious child. You do not need to play the strong warrior in my presence today. Lay down the heavy shield you have been holding up against the world. Let your shoulders drop as you release the painful tension you have carried for months. I am your safe place where you can finally rest and breathe without fear. I know you are weary of waiting for a promise that seems out of reach. You started this journey with so much bright hope and fiery passion. You believed that victory was just around the corner. But as season after season passed without any visible change, your hope began to fade away like smoke. You reached a point where you were afraid to hope again because disappointment hurt too much to endure another time. You started bracing yourself for the worst outcome every single morning. You stopped expecting good things because you felt safer, remaining guarded and numb. You told yourself that if you did not expect a miracle, you would not feel the crushing weight of another broken dream. But that self-defense was just a thick wall you built around your wounded heart to survive the cold season. You felt abandoned because you measured my love by the physical circumstances around you. When the door closed, you thought I was pushing you away in anger. When the money ran low, you thought I was withholding my supply. When your friend walked away, you thought I stripped away your comfort. But I was actually protecting you from traps you could not see. Your pain was real, but it was never a sign of my absence. Breathe in my peace right now in this sacred pause. Let the tight knot in your stomach unclench as you hear these words of deep comfort. Inscribe these words in the comments right now if your soul is ready to let go of that old weight and declare that I accept this blessing from your hand. Speak it softly in your heart if you cannot say it out loud today. The long season of carrying everything alone is officially ending in this hour. You survived the hardest part of the long valley already. You kept going when every feeling inside you wanted to give up. You held onto a tiny thread of faith even when your mind was flooded with questions. That quiet persistence was a holy sacrifice that moved my heart deeply. Now, prepare your spirit to understand why the silence lasted as long as it did, because the reason will transform your perspective forever. Hear me carefully, my child, because I want you to understand why this moment was scheduled in eternity. You felt that my silence was a sign of abandonment. You thought I turned my face away from your struggle. But I tell you today that my silence was actually my quiet confidence in what I placed inside you. A master craftsman does not speak while he is carefully polishing his finest piece of work. He leans in close with deep focus and quiet love. What you called a delay was actually my sovereign protection holding you back from a hidden trap. The enemy had set an ambush right behind that open door you prayed so hard to enter. If I had granted your request at that exact moment, the victory would have destroyed your spirit before your foundation was strong enough. I locked that door to shield your life from a disaster you could not see with human eyes. You cried over what felt like a painful rejection. You wondered why other people walked straight into their rewards while you were forced to stand outside in the cold. But what felt like rejection was my active hand, redirecting your steps toward a far greater harvest. I was clearing the terrain ahead of you so that when you step into your purpose, no evil scheme can pull you down from your position. There was a heavy battle raging in the unseen realm while you sat in your quiet room weeping. The adversary saw the divine assignment over your lineage, and he tried to cut off your strength before your season arrived. He brought confusion to your thoughts to make you surrender your faith. But my holy angels were surrounding your house on every side to shield your soul from his arrows. You are standing on the edge of a major spiritual breakthrough right now. Inscribe, I accept this truth in the comments right now to lock this divine alignment into your spirit. Speak it softly into the atmosphere of your room if you are alone today. When you declare your agreement with my word, the heavy lies of the enemy lose their power over your mind immediately. Do not measure my activity by the quietness of your physical surroundings. When a seed is planted deep in the dark soil, nothing appears to happen on the surface for a long season. The world looks at the bare ground and assumes that nothing is growing underneath. But under the heavy earth, powerful roots are spreading wide and digging deep into the rich nutrients of life. That is precisely what was happening during your quiet season. I was growing your spiritual roots so deep that no future storm could ever shake your foundation again. I was building a spiritual stamina inside your soul that money cannot buy and human hands cannot build. You were not wasting time in that silent place. You were becoming unshakable. The goldsmith does not leave the precious metal in the hot furnace forever. He stands directly over the flames, watching the metal melt down until all the impurities float to the surface. He knows the process is complete when he can look down into the liquid gold and see his own face clearly reflected in it. I never left you alone in that heat for a single second. You thought you were drowning in the middle of a roaring storm. Wind was howling around your head, and dark waves were crashing against your boat. But I was walking on those exact waves toward you. What you feared would sink your life was actually the pavement under my feet as I brought your deliverance. You were being prepared for an authority you have never known before. The enemy wanted you to focus on the doors that remained locked in your face. He wanted you to stare at the wall until your eyes were filled with bitter tears. But while you were looking at what was lost, my hands were quietly building a highway through your wilderness. You are about to walk out of that dry valley into a land overflowing with peace and divine provision. I know your heart is weary from fighting invisible battles every day. You felt like every step forward required 10 times more effort than anyone else spent. You had to fight for your peace, fight for your focus, and fight just to keep a spark of hope alive. But hear me clearly today, because that fierce resistance was proof of the valuable treasure carried inside your vessel. The enemy does not waste his strongest weapons on an empty vessel that carries no purpose. He threw his fiercest storms at your life because he recognized the royal destiny written over your lineage before time began. He knew that if you ever stepped into your true spiritual identity, your testimony would break chains for thousands of bound souls around you. So do not look back at your silent season with bitterness or regret anymore. The silence was not a punishment for your past mistakes, nor was it a sign that you failed your calling. It was a holy sanctuary where I stripped away the false weapons you relied on so that you would learn to lean entirely on my strength. The lesson of that sanctuary is now complete. The invisible clock that heaven set for your waiting season has reached its final second today. What was held back in secret behind spiritual barriers is being released into the open light right now. The confusion that blurred your vision is lifting from your mind, and a divine clarity is settling over your spirit. You are moving from the long season of preparation into the hour of manifestation. You are ready to step into the next chapter with your head held high as a royal heir. But before the door swings wide open, you must see the true value of the furnace you walked through. Let me show you how the wilderness season transformed your fragile heart into pure gold, because what the adversary designed to destroy you was actually making you victorious. You thought you were simply struggling to survive another cold night in the dark valley. You thought you were failing because your hands were trembling under the heavy load. But heaven was watching your spirit with deep pride during every single step of that painful journey. You passed the hardest test of your entire life. It was a hidden test you did not even know you were taking. The enemy expected you to throw away your faith when the furnace grew hot. He counted on you becoming bitter against heaven when your prayers went unanswered for months. He set up a subtle trap of resentment to steal your spiritual authority forever. And while that overwhelming pressure pressed against your chest, you chose to keep your heart clean and your hands pure before me. You refused to let bitterness take root in your soul. Stop looking at your wilderness season as a cold graveyard of your sweetest dreams. That dry desert was never sent to bury your destiny or end your story in defeat. It was a holy refining ground designed to separate the gold from what was never meant to stay. The heat of the furnace melted away the fragile worldly weapons you relied on in past seasons. It forced you to discover a deep strength that only comes from my presence. I want you to hear this sacred truth deep inside your soul right now. You were not broken down in that furnace. You were broken open so that the rich anointing I placed inside your vessel could finally overflow to the world. A sealed alabaster jar must be broken before the precious fragrance inside can fill the entire house. Your pain was the breaking of the jar that released your divine calling. The fragrance of your faith is rising up to my throne in this very hour. People around you saw the outward fire and assumed you were losing everything you built. They saw the loss of your comfort and assumed you were being punished by heaven. But I was leaning over the heat with intense focus and deep tenderness. And every single moment you stayed faithful in the dark, my image was becoming clearer in your spirit. You proved that what surrounds your life does not get to decide what comes out of your spirit. When people threw harsh stones of judgment at your name, you answered them with quiet mercy instead of bitter revenge. When betrayal cut through your deepest trust, You chose to forgive instead of building a wall of malice. That Christ-like response was proof that the refiner's fire had accomplished its holy work in you. The enemy was terrified by what he saw happening inside your character during that trial. He thought the heavy pressure would force you to compromise your integrity and abandon your post. But every time the furnace grew hotter, your devotion to my word grew stronger and more unwavering. You kept standing unbroken in the middle of the flame because my spirit was holding your soul from within. You are not falling behind the timeline of your life as the adversary whispered to your mind. You are being built into something magnificent that has never existed in your family lineage before. The delay you experienced was the careful carving of a deeper vessel to hold a far greater measure of glory. An ordinary vessel can be fashioned in a single day, but a royal vessel requires precision and patient craft. Look back at the dark valley today with a new vision in your eyes. You are no longer the same fragile person who entered that fierce fire months ago. The fearful thoughts that used to paralyze your mind have lost their grip on your spirit forever. And every time a new challenge rises up before you, you will remember that the God who brought you through the furnace is standing right beside you. The test is officially complete in the eyes of heaven today. The fire has done its job of purifying your motives and burning away every false security you once held on to. The refiner is stepping back from the furnace with a smile of deep satisfaction over your life. The heat is cooling down right now as the cool breeze of my favor sweeps over your entire atmosphere. You are stepping out of the smoke with your robes clean and your crown shining bright. Not a single scent of the fire remains on your clothes because I protected your soul through every flame. What the adversary designed to destroy your future has become the exact platform that positions you for royal authority. Your long season of suffering has officially transformed into your hour of testimony. Look at the scars on your heart with honor instead of shame today. Those marks are not evidence of your defeat or signs of your weakness. They are holy medals of endurance that prove you stood fast when the enemy did his worst. They demonstrate to the spiritual realm that you are a proven warrior who can be trusted with royal inheritance. You have earned the respect of heaven through your faithfulness. Inscribe these words in the comments right now if your spirit recognizes this transformation, and declare, I am emerging victorious today. Say it with a firm voice into the atmosphere of your room if you are listening alone. When you proclaim your victory out loud, every remaining spirit of fear and heaviness flees from your presence immediately. You are locking your freedom into the spiritual atmosphere right now. Now that the gold has been refined, I am going to elevate your understanding of who you truly are. You will no longer view yourself through the lens of your past scars or your family's limitations. You are about to see why the enemy fought you so fiercely in that last season. Your true royal name is being unveiled over your destiny in this exact hour. Let go of every remaining piece of guilt or regret from your past struggles. I do not look at you with reproach or disappointment for the moments when your spirit felt weak. I look at you with overflowing love as a parent looks at a beloved child who has overcome incredible odds. The chapter of testing is closed forever, and the chapter of your royal inheritance begins right now. Now, let me open your eyes to who you truly are in my sight today. You spent years listening to the cruel labels that the enemy and the world placed over your life. They called you broken, rejected, and forgotten because your path was filled with unexpected trials. But I dismantle every single one of those false labels right now. You are not a helpless victim surviving the storm. You are a royal heir to the kingdom of heaven, set apart before the foundations of the world were laid. Stop defining your worth by the scars of what you walked through in that dark wilderness. The scars on your heart do not mean you were defeated by the enemy's attack. They are proof that you stood firm and survived what was designed to destroy your purpose completely. You carry an anointing written over your lineage before time even began. You are a chosen vessel fashioned for glory, and your true royal identity is being fully restored in this very hour. I know the deep ache you felt when those you trusted most walked away from your side. You remembered the nights when you wept over broken friendships and sudden betrayals that left you breathless. You asked me why people you loved with pure devotion suddenly turned their backs on your pain. You wondered if your kindness was a mistake, or if you were simply not worthy of lasting loyalty. I heard every single sob that echoed in your room, Hear this truth deep in your spirit today, my beloved child. Their departure was not your failure, nor was it a sign of your lack. It was my deliberate, holy pruning active in your life to protect your future harvest. A master gardener does not cut branches from a vine because he hates the plant. He prunes away the dead and weak growth so that the remaining vine can yield its most abundant and precious fruit. Some of the people you loved were only meant to stay with you for a short season of your life. They were comfortable with the older, fragile version of you that stayed small and quiet. But as my refining fire began to burn away your old habits, your growth made them feel deeply uncomfortable inside. They could not celebrate the royalty rising inside your spirit because their own hearts were bound by jealousy. They could not travel where you are going. You tried so hard to pull them along into your new chapter out of loyalty and love. You bent over backward to make room for their doubts and to excuse their cold behavior toward your dreams. But you cannot carry heavy baggage from your past into the high places I have prepared for your steps. The smallness of where they wanted to stay could never hold the magnitude of the calling I placed upon your shoulders. I removed those individuals from your circle because their hidden bitterness was secretly poisoning your spiritual atmosphere. If they had stayed in your life, their sharp words would have crushed the delicate seeds of faith I was planting in your heart. What felt like a heartbreaking abandonment was actually my divine rescue keeping your soul safe. I cleared the space around you so you could breathe freely again. Release the remaining guilt you have been carrying over those closed relationships today. Stop replaying old conversations in your head and wondering what you could have done differently to make them stay. You did not push them away by growing into my purpose. I closed those doors with my own sovereign hand, and no human effort can reopen what I have sealed for your protection. Let them go in peace. Where I am taking you in this next chapter requires a completely different kind of company around your life. I am aligning your steps with divine destiny helpers who will honor the royal anointing you carry. I am bringing loyal brothers and sisters into your circle who will stand beside you in warfare without envy. They will lift up your hands when you grow tired, and they will rejoice over your breakthroughs with genuine joy. You will no longer have to shrink yourself down just to keep other people comfortable in your presence. You will no longer have to apologize for the light of my favor shining upon your work and your home. You are stepping into a season where your divine destiny will flourish without fear of betrayal or unexpected sabotage. Ground under your feet is holy and secure right now. Speak with authority into the spiritual atmosphere of your room right now. Proclaim out loud or whisper in your heart, I am free from what held me back. Declare that you accept your royal inheritance and that you forgive everyone who walked away during your winter season. When you release that past pain with a clean heart, you break every lingering chain that connected your spirit to old disappointments. Lift up your head high right now, my precious child, because a royal heir does not walk with eyes fixed upon the dust. You belong to the King of Kings, and your name is written in the books of heaven with everlasting love. The enemy tried to make you feel worthless, but I call you my prized possession and my mighty warrior standing unbroken. Put on your royal dignity like a garment today. The empty seats around your table are not signs of loss, but places reserved for heavenly blessings that are about to arrive. The clearing of your path felt like a reduction, but it was actually divine multiplication being prepared behind the scenes. What was stripped away in the fire was temporary, but what I am placing into your hands today will last for generations to come. Do not look back at the wilderness with longing or regret for what was left behind in the flames. Look forward with eager expectation, because the landscape before you is changing at this exact instant. The heavy fog of confusion has cleared, your true identity is established, and the atmosphere over your life is charged with holy promise. You are fully ready to step into your breakthrough. Your mind has been washed clean of the bitter lies that once kept you bound in spiritual fear. The enemy can no longer use your past mistakes or old abandonments to make you feel unworthy of my grace. You stand before me today fully justified, fully loved, and fully equipped for the sacred work ahead. You are no longer defined by your struggles. Walk forward into this day with the unwavering confidence of a true heir who knows their father owns the universe. Every step you take from this moment on is ordered by my spirit and backed by the full authority of heaven. The long winter of solitude is officially over, and the spring of your divine restoration begins right now. Something has shifted in the heavens over your life right now. The atmosphere in your room is turning heavy with my holy presence. I am stepping directly into your battle with full authority. Every invisible scheme formed against your future is being shattered at this exact instant. You have waited in silence for so long, but now my voice thunders over your destiny to break every single chain. The long season of delay is officially shattered right before your eyes today. Look at the spiritual forces that tried to hold you down in that dark wilderness. The adversary thought he had locked you in a permanent trap of failure and defeat. He watched your tears during the midnight hours and celebrated your exhaustion, but he underestimated the fire of faith that remained burning deep inside your spirit. He did not realize that your quiet endurance was summoning the full force of heaven to your side. I decree over your life that the first seal of darkness is broken right now. It is the heavy seal of financial scarcity, constant debt, and unexpected loss that kept you awake at night. You worked so hard only to watch your hard-earned resources drain away like water through broken sand. The adversary tried to make you believe that you would always live under the burden of lack. But I shatter that counterfeit curse over your house in this holy hour. Open your hands right now and receive the unsealed reservoirs of my divine supply. The locked vault of heaven is swinging wide open over your family lineage today. I am releasing unexpected favor, open doors, and miraculous provision directly into your life. You will no longer have to beg or scrape for leftovers in this new chapter. What was held back in secret is being delivered to your doorstep in full measure. Your financial wilderness ends in this exact moment. Now look at the second seal that kept your soul bound in dark terror for so long. It is the heavy seal of mental torment, restless anxiety, and constant fear of tomorrow. You carried a heavy cloud over your mind every morning when you opened your eyes to face the world. You wondered if you would ever experience true peace again in your heart. I break that spirit of fear off your shoulders right now with my holy authority. I command every spirit of confusion, depression, and mental exhaustion to leave your atmosphere immediately. Breathe in the cool fragrance of my holy peace, settling over your mind. Your thoughts are being washed clean of every dark nightmare and obsessive worry right now. You will sleep in deep, undisturbed rest tonight because my angels encompass your home on every side. A quiet stillness is taking root deep inside your spirit. Hear my voice as I shatter the third seal of darkness over your life today. It is the painful seal of relational isolation, toxic strife, and generational betrayal. You felt like every relationship you built ended in heartbreak or unexpected abandonment. The enemy tried to convince you that you were destined to walk through this world completely alone. But I destroy that spirit of rejection over your heart in this victorious hour. I am establishing new foundations of divine connections around your steps from this day forward. The people I bring into your life will honor the royal dignity you carry inside your spirit. They will stand beside you in faith, speak truth to your heart, and celebrate your breakthroughs with genuine love. Every broken relationship in your family that was marked for redemption is being healed by my touch right now. The generational curse of division stops at your door. Speak with a firm voice into the spiritual atmosphere of your room right now. Proclaim out loud with absolute boldness that I am free from what held me back. Declare that every seal of darkness over your finances, your peace, and your family is broken forever. When you speak those words with faith, the spiritual realm vibrates with the authority of your royal heritage. You are taking back everything that was stolen from you. Your answer is not coming next year, or next month, or even tomorrow. Your answer is released today into your hands, because the invisible clock has reached its final second. You do not have to wait in fear any longer for the manifestation of my promise over your life. The heavy doors that remained locked against your prayers are swinging open right now under the weight of my glory. The long season of searching for clarity is officially over. The adversary fought you so hard in that past season because he knew this hour was coming. He saw the magnitude of the breakthrough positioned directly behind your long wilderness test. He tried everything in his power to make you walk away from your faith before the victory arrived, but you stood unbroken in the fire, and now the enemy is forced to retreat from your life in absolute shame. His legal right to torment your house is destroyed. Look at what is unfolding in the spiritual realm over your head right now. The heavy, dark clouds of exhaustion and confusion are rolling away like smoke before a strong wind. A bright light of heavenly favor is flooding into every corner of your dwelling place. You are stepping out of the shadows of defeat into the blinding sunlight of my divine restoration. Your story is transforming into a living testament of my power. Feel the physical weight completely leaving your chest as you receive these words into your soul. The tight pressure that made it hard to breathe for months is vanishing away. Your shoulders are lifting as the heavy yoke of worry is broken off your neck forever. You are standing tall, strong, and victorious in my presence today. The battle is won, and the harvest is placed into your open hands right now. Nothing in heaven or on earth can reverse the decree that has been spoken over your life in this holy moment. The enemy may try to whisper old lies into your mind when tomorrow comes, but those lies carry no power against your restored authority. You are a royal heir who walks in divine strength and unshakable peace. Walk forward into your new chapter with your crown firmly set upon your head today. You have received your answer. You have seen the dark seals broken, and your breakthrough is established in eternity. Take a deep, slow breath of my holy peace right now as your spirit settles into this victorious truth. You are fully equipped, fully protected, and fully anointed for the extraordinary journey standing directly ahead. The hour of your triumph has arrived, and it shall stand forever. Look at your hands right now in this quiet moment together. A clenched fist holds on to fear and tries desperately to protect a small supply, but a royal heir walks through this life with an open hand. When your hand is closed tightly in panic, you cannot receive the overflowing gifts that heaven is pouring out today. I am asking you to open your hands before me right now. I want you to understand the sacred law of the seed that I established before the world was made. A seed is never a loss when it leaves your hand, because it transforms into a rich harvest in your upcoming future. When you hold your seed in fear, it remains just a single small grain in the cold dust. But when you place it upon my altar in faith, it multiplies into a bountiful supply for your entire lineage. The enemy tried to keep your mind trapped in a spirit of scarcity for many long years. He whispered that you never had enough money, enough strength, or enough time to survive the coming storms. He wanted you to live with tight shoulders and a fearful heart every single day. But that spirit of lack is a wicked lie, designed to keep you from stepping into your royal inheritance. You are standing at the threshold of a massive financial and spiritual turnaround in this hour. Look at how far you have traveled through the long wilderness fire without throwing away your faith. You did not survive the furnace just to remain trapped in the same old cycle of struggle. You were refined in that heat so that you could manage a royal portion of heavenly favor with wisdom and holy dignity. I am calling you into a prophetic act of faith right now in this holy atmosphere. Do not hold back out of old fear or lingering doubt from your past seasons of pain. Place a seed of faith upon the stone altar of this calling today. Open your hand wide and watch heaven unseal your abundant provision in ways you have never imagined before. Your act of obedience locks your breakthrough into physical reality. When you release your seed in faith, you are not losing a portion of your current supply. You are dropping a heavy anchor into the vast ocean of your upcoming harvest. You are demonstrating to the spiritual realm that you no longer trust in fragile worldly systems for your daily bread. You are declaring that the Almighty God is your eternal source of overflow and unshakable protection. Think of the heavy doors that remained locked against your family for generations past. The curse of debt, unexpected bills, and constant financial panic ends at your threshold today. When an open hand is raised toward heaven in pure trust, every legal right of the adversary to torment your house is destroyed. The windows of my heavenly storehouses are opening wide over your head at this exact instant. I see the quiet hesitation that sometimes tries to creep into a weary mind. You wonder if your small act of faith will truly make a difference in your natural circumstances tomorrow. Hear my voice clearly in this hour, because heaven does not measure the size of your seed by worldly standards. Heaven measures the purity of your faith and the courage of your obedience when walking through the dark. Speak with authority into the atmosphere of your room right now. Inscribe these sacred words in the comments. or speak them out loud with a confident heart and proclaim, "I am free from what held me back." Declare that your hands are open, your heart is willing, and your life is ready to receive the unsealed reservoirs of divine provision. Every lingering chain of limitation shatters as you speak those words. A profound shift is taking place in your physical circumstances as you align your spirit with my word. The financial anxiety that pressed down on your chest like a heavy stone is lifting away forever. You will look at your future with eager expectation instead of quiet dread. You are moving from a season of barely surviving into a glorious chapter of thriving in my overflow. Your seed is reaching into tomorrow to clear the difficult path before your feet. Opportunities that seemed far out of reach are coming directly to your door in unexpected ways. People in positions of influence will feel a sudden urge to bless your work and support your vision. What took other people decades of painful labor to build will unfold quickly for you through my divine favor. Remember that a true heir walks in holy dignity and confidence every single day. You do not need to beg the world for crumbs or compromise your integrity to secure your daily bread. Your Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and holds the wealth of the universe in his hands. Step into your day with your head lifted high, because your supply is guaranteed by an eternal covenant. Do not let the world persuade you to close your hands in fear when tomorrow comes. Whenever anxiety tries to whisper old worries into your mind, remember the breakthrough established in this holy hour. Keep your hands open in trust, keep your heart clean in peace, and watch how my spirit continues to supply every need you face. You are walking under an open sky of favor. Every sacrifice you made in secret during your long trial is being rewarded in the open light today. Heaven has kept a careful record of every moment you chose faith over fear. Your seed on the altar today is the final seal that turns your long season of waiting into a living testimony of triumph. What was sown in tears is now rising up as a glorious harvest of joy. Hold your open hands before me for a few more quiet moments as my peace settles deep into your soul. Feel the warmth of my presence filling every empty place in your mind and washing away every trace of old fear. Your step of faith today has been recorded in the books of eternity as a victory. The heavy winter of struggle is over, and your season of harvest begins now. We are moving into the final moments of this sacred encounter together. Prepare your spirit to receive the ultimate sealing prayer that will cover your home, your health, and your family in an impenetrable shield. Keep this private revelation quiet in your heart as you step forward into your new day. Your miracle is established, and your future is bright with heavenly glory. And now, my beloved child, close your physical eyes for a quiet moment. Quiet your breathing right where you are sitting or lying down tonight. Feel the heavy tension completely leaving your neck and shoulders as you rest in my presence. Take a deep, slow breath of my Holy Spirit, filling every corner of your room. You are wrapped in a warm blanket of my eternal peace. The long battle for your soul is over, and my quiet rest settles over your heart right now. I speak my final prayer of divine sealing over your life in this holy stillness. Father, I seal this precious child under the shadow of your almighty wings today. I seal their mind against every intrusive whisper of fear, worry, and doubt. I seal their home, their family lineage, and their health with an impenetrable shield of heavenly protection. No weapon formed against their purpose will prosper, and no dark strategy will reach their house. I release a special blessing of deep rest over your weary spirit in this hour. Every heavy burden you carried into this quiet encounter is lifted off your heart forever. The worries about tomorrow, the confusion over past mistakes, and the ache of old abandonments are completely dissolved in my love. You do not have to fight anymore, because my holy angels encompass your dwelling on every side. You are safe in my arms. Keep this sacred revelation quiet in your heart for a little season. Do not rush out to share this delicate seed with those who cannot understand your journey. When a holy promise is newly born in your spirit, it requires quiet ground and deep roots to take hold. Let the world see the miraculous fruit of your harvest before you speak of the private furnace where your gold was refined. Protect your divine peace from noisy chatter. Walk forward into your new chapter with royal dignity and unshakable confidence. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone on this earth. You carry the authority of a royal heir to the kingdom of heaven, and your future is written in eternity. Every step you take from this moment on is ordered by my Spirit and surrounded by my abundant favor. You are stepping into an era of divine restoration. Stay connected with our faithful remnant who walk beside you in this sacred journey. Scan the QR code or look at the pinned comment below to remain anchored in this holy space with us. You were never meant to walk this narrow path completely alone in the dark. Surround your spirit with those who honor your calling, and continue to feed your soul with truth every single day. We stand together in agreement for your victory. Now, lay your head down in deep, undisturbed sleep tonight, my precious child. When you close your eyes in the dark, know that my eyes remain open over your life forever. You will no longer wake up with a heavy chest or a mind spinning in fear. You will wake up with a calm spirit, a renewed mind, and a clear vision for the path ahead. The dark winter is past, and your morning of joy has arrived. I bless your lying down tonight, and I bless your rising up in the morning light. I bless the work of your hands, the bread on your table, and the quiet peace inside your dwelling. May my presence walk before you as a guiding light, and behind you as a mighty shield. You are loved with an everlasting love that no storm can ever tear away. You are mine, you are safe, and your breakthrough is established forever. I place my hand of blessing upon your forehead as you sink into deep peace right now. Every lingering shadow of heaviness is floating away into the night. You are covered by my covenant, surrounded by my angels, and held by my sovereign hand. Let your mind grow still, let your spirit grow quiet, and let my unshakable serenity fill your soul completely as you drift into rest. Go forth with your head lifted high, my victorious child. The chapter of testing is closed, the dark seals are shattered, and your answer is placed into your hands today. Sleep in perfect tranquility tonight, knowing that the God of the universe is working all things together for your good. Receive my peace, hold tight to my promise, and step boldly into your royal destiny. Amen and amen.